So if some of our semantics were to jump off, that's sort of the idea of being in the scope of a non-Euclidean sort of logical intuition. Anyhow, these synthetic a priori proofs, examples, would fuel the idea that so long as math is supposedly, so long as space and time are merely forms within an actual reality, things that we understand like 2 + 2 = 4, if these forms that are imposed into our minds change, then the output would change. So 2 + 2 may very well equal 7 or 14 or 0 or -2 or something like that. Now, I'm not saying I completely agree with Schopenhauer's theory or radical idealism at all, but I mean, it's definitely gave me something to really think about. Anyhow, I want to go back to that example about sentient objects and a universe subject without object. This is what the criticism looks like. She interprets Schopenhauer to say that in example 1, you are imagining yourself, and it's easy to draw a picture versus actually in your mind, so there is a bit lost in translation, I feel, from mind to visual translation. Right here you have a subject thinking about a tree. Excuse me. You have a subject looking at a tree. No, I take that back. Right here you have a subject thinking about a tree. Right here you have a subject thinking about himself looking at a tree. Now, I think she failed to actually get at the heart of what Schopenhauer was saying. And it just goes again back to what I was saying earlier, and I'll repeat myself one last time, that a sentient object, so long as you have a limited mind given your perceptionary organs, so it must be influence after experience, it must be a posteriori, not a priori. So as long as you're given with understanding of how you can see things and where your limits are. So my visual range is so far, I could see to this extent and this extent and this extent and this extent in this certain view. If I were to turn around, I have that same operation going on. So long as I can understand that my organs, my sensory organs are limited, I know that my imagination is affected by that limitedness. And that limitedness is apparent in each abstraction I take myself to, because I'm viewing, no matter what I'm thinking about, in a certain way, in a certain limited way. Whereas it's not panoramic. It's not something where you can see every picture all at once. And I'm not even sure if that's a contradiction in trying to conceive of that, but because it's probably possible to see panoramically, I wouldn't suppose why reality couldn't be that way, since we're only as a subject limited to one confined view. And limited to one confined view is not the way I imagine an absolute or a reality underlying our limited portion of it to be. Anyhow, I guess that'll be it for now, and I'll really walk through his examples next time. Thanks.